Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please guys subscribe. To the newcomer, welcome. To my old timers, welcome back. Now let us get back to the story. We stopped at where Mama Fejiro and Baba Adedamola were planning to take Obi's star. Thank you guys for watching.
Yes, I have seen it. You will never sell a single plate as soon as he leaves. His star is too strong. He's the only person keeping this place busy, I hope you know. Baba, what must I do? Tell me, please. Take his star, said Baba. Yes, take his star. Look, put this under your breast and sleep with him. No, now. He's like a son to me. I will not do such. You will, oh. You will and you must, said Baba. But for now, it is my turn. Oh yeah, remove your wrapper. Remove. Come and lie with me. Oh yeah, come. Kia. Obi could not believe his ears. He quickly left the place before anyone discovered he was there. If only he had waited some more, he would have heard the rest of the conversation and prepared himself accordingly. By evening, he was exhausted. Mama Fejiro gave him a plate of food. I don't think this place is safe for you anymore, Mama Fejiro said to him as he ate the food. She put her hand on his neck in a loving way, as a mother would do to her son. You should come to my house. You can have a warm bath and sleep in a very soft and comfortable bed. Obi remembered the discussion he had heard earlier and shook his head. Mama, your kindness is enough already, he said. I am very comfortable here. Thank you. Mama Fejiro was so kind to Obi that the other staff began to tease him. Mama Fejiro's boy. They would call him laughing, but fall silent immediately Mama Fejiro walked in on them. On the other hand, all Mama's tactics to sleep with Obi proved abortive. This got her so frustrated that she decided to change tactics according to the other instructions Baba had given her. You must frustrate him, Baba had told her, as Obi left them to avoid getting caught. And as Mama sat on Baba Adedemola's naked outstretched legs. Yes, so sit on it. Oh yeah, slowly, like that. Let it all enter. Oh yeah, wind your waist. See, make sure Obi leaves there unhappy. That is the only way. Mama Fejiro started treating Obi very harshly. One day, he went to the market to buy ingredients and forgot to buy salt. When he returned, she beat him mercilessly and broke an old plate on his head. You think I don't know you intentionally forgot to buy the salt so that you can pocket my transport money? She bellowed. Obi cried and called upon the spirits of his parents to help him. He had an injury on his head from the beating. While nursing the injury, he continued to work, serve customers, and even wash plates. That evening, Mama Fejiro did not give him a single plate of food. He had no money and nothing to eat. He went to sleep with tears in his eyes and an empty stomach. A few days after that, Mama Fejiro had another issue with Obi. Obi, you were supposed to buy 32 pieces of beef, she cried. Why am I seeing only 20 here? You're a thief. See, I knew I made a mistake trying to help you. Mama, I have never stolen a day in my life, Obi cried. Never. Mama Fejiro did not care about anything he had to say. She beat him again. Her customers started begging on his behalf. They did not want her to injure him again. She only stopped beating him when her customers threatened to leave. That evening, she didn't give him any food. And when it was dark, Obi packed the little things he had and ran away from her kiosk. He did not know where to go or what to do, but he did not want to remain there. It was dark, but he wandered around until he found a mechanic's workshop where he laid his head for the night. The next morning, he woke up to the owner of the shop, Oga Ben, looking at him. Oga Ben asked him what he was doing there. He explained his ordeal to him. Oga Ben had pity on Obi and called a woman who sold them food and asked her to give him a plate of food. Obi ate the food very quickly and drank a bottle of water. After that, Oga Ben told Obi to start work at his workshop immediately. He also agreed to pay Obi a certain amount daily. Obi was so happy. He was so excited, and he thanked Oga Ben repeatedly. He started working and learning at the same time. He learned the different parts of a car engine and how to do minor repairs on an engine. Things started looking up for Obi again. He started saving money to get a small place to live instead of in the workshop. After a few months of working for Oga Ben, Obi moved into a small apartment. He could now afford to sleep in a warm place and not have mosquitoes bite him all through the night. He was happy again. Chapter 4. Things start to look up. Obi had impressed Oga Ben with how quickly he learnt around the workshop. He was already ahead of some of the boys he met there and was even teaching them some things. Oga Ben promoted him to become the supervisor in the workshop and increased his salary. Obi was beyond happy. He thanked Oga Ben and promised to do his best in that position. His colleagues constantly came to him for advice on what to do, and he was always willing to teach others and spread his knowledge. One evening, almost everyone had closed from the workshop, but Obi remained behind to clean up and arrange their tools in preparation for tomorrow. A car drove into the workshop, and Obi came out to see that it was a young lady. "We are closed, madam." Please, help me. There's a sound coming from my engine, and I have an early morning meeting tomorrow. That's actually why I'm here now." Obi sighed and thought about the woman's request. She looked distressed and worried about her car. His kind heart gave in, and he checked the woman's car and fixed the issue. When he was done, she paid him more than he had asked for, and he refused to accept the extra. His honest behavior surprised the woman. She asked, "You sound educated." "Yes, I am," Obi responded. "I graduated with a first class at the University of Nsukka. Been sending my CV left, right, and center, but no one is responding. You know how things are when you don't have any connections in this country, ma." She gave him her card. "My father and I run an architectural firm. Trust me, I am a way better architect than a car lady, so don't be worried." Obi laughed so loudly at this. "Please, pay us a visit tomorrow by noon." Chapter 5. Redemption. It had been 4 years since Obi started working with the architectural firm, and 3 years since his parents died and his uncle sent him out. Life had been very good to him. He was doing very well at work, and he made new friends, even got married and had a bouncing baby boy. Sometimes he got sad when he thought about his parents, and he wished they were there to experience how good his life had turned out. He also took solace in the fact that they were at peace wherever they were. One afternoon, while Obi was out having lunch with a few colleagues of his, he ran into a familiar face. His Uncle Austin's daughter was working in the restaurant. He pretended not to know her and then left with his colleagues. The next day in the evening, Obi was in his house, relaxing after a stressful day at work. His security came to inform him that some people were looking for him at the gate. He told the security to let them in. It was his Uncle Austin and his daughter, the one he had seen the day before. "I knew it was him, Papa. You know I told you." "Thank God, oh," said Uncle Austin, looking around the house. "I thought you were lying. I thought you had gone to spend all the money you had made on yourself, leaving your poor father alone." "No, Papa. I followed him, and I waited till he got home. That's how I found the house." Thank God, said Uncle Austin. Our prayers have finally been answered. They looked rough and dirty. His wife served them water and food before Obi came outside to join them. Uncle Austin heard the baby crying. Hey, you did not tell me you were a father, he exclaimed. See my Obi, he's now a big boy, a man. I remember when I used to take you out to, what's that place again, amusement park to have fun. Do you still enjoy roasted meat? Obi smiled weakly. No, Suya actually gives me heartburn these days. Where is your baby? Uncle Austin continued excitedly. Bring him, let me carry him. He might as well be my grandchild. You know your father was very dear to me. Obi contemplated this, but again his father's words rang in his ears. You are not very strong in prayers, and you don't even communicate with your ancestors. I beg you never to have issues with my brothers or village people. Please. You're the only son I have. They will kill you with just one breath to the earth. He decided not to put his son in harm's way. There was really no telling what his uncle might be up to. He's sleeping, uncle, so why are you here? His Uncle Austin put his head down in shame as he spoke. Your father's company was doing well before we took over. None of us wanted to run the business. We just wanted to take money from it. And that's how we destroyed the business. Papa, that's not how to. No. There's no need to sugarcoat anything, said Uncle Austin. It is what happened. I must confess and ask for forgiveness. I know Obi here is kind enough to consider. What happened to the house? Obi asked. His uncle looked up at Obi and said, we had to sell it. The devil is very wicked and evil. The things he made me do to you, I am sorry. And Uncle Afam, Obi asked. He had an accident, spent a year in the hospital, and has been on physiotherapy since. In fact, that is where all the money has been going to since. Obi's heart broke at those words. He knew how hard his father worked to build that company, and his uncles just destroyed it. He also thought about the lovely childhood he had had in that house. His uncles destroyed everything. Obi, please, we have no money to eat. My daughter cannot even afford to go to school. Please help us. Tears welled up in Obi's eyes as he remembered what his uncle did to him and how he had left him outside in the cold with nowhere to go. The tears started falling from his eyes. He was sad. Uncle Austin and his daughter started crying too and begging Obi to please help them. They apologized for all he did and pleaded with him. Obi remembered how his father always told him to forgive people, no matter what they'd done, because they were not perfect and nobody was perfect. His father's words once again rang in his ears. You are not very strong in prayers, and you don't even communicate with your ancestors. I beg you never to have issues with my brothers or village people. Please. You're the only son I have. They will kill you. I forgive you, uncle, Obi finally said. And then he dried his eyes. Tell your daughter to wait outside, please. Go outside now, Uncle Austin said dismissively. Grown men want to talk. He had a greedy look on his face as his daughter went outside. Quick! His uncle knelt down. Thank you so much. Obi got up and raised his uncle up. Please, I'm not God that you should kneel before me. Wait for me here, said Obi. Uncle Austin got up and sat on the chair. I am so grateful, Uncle Austin said, with tears in his eyes. Obi went into his room, opened a metal box that had 10 locks on it. What are you doing? His wife cried, knowing what was in that box. Remember what your father said about having issues with his family members? I remember, Obi said, as he unlocked the 10th lock and opened the box to reveal its content. And if I had had any sense, I should never have listened to it. He took out the gun, and without a word, he cocked it and went outside. Uncle Austin, he cried, I forgive you." He fired a warning shot at Uncle Austin. The bullet missed him by an inch. Obi! Obi!" Uncle Austin screamed. "It's me, your uncle, oh. How can you do this?" Obi fired another warning shot. "Now, get out of my house." His daughter ran inside screaming, "You and your family. I never, ever want to see you people again. Ever." Uncle Austin and his daughter got up and ran out of the house. That night, Obi went to bed with a warm feeling in his heart. He had finally got the closure he was looking for. It was only now that he genuinely felt happy about everything. A serious weight had been lifted. The only issue now was putting his bouncing baby boy back to sleep after all that noise. His wife was so mad at him.